I hear what you're saying, that Christian education is important for the person and the individual on their own level, but let's take it another level deeper. And what about Adventist education? Christian education, you're right, focus on the world. In that aspect, what about Adventism? Is Adventist education really important then?
Sure. So you're saying basically we have.
I'm just trying to find some sort of distinction. Is I know that Adventism is part and parcel with Christianity, but what about if
Adventism in itself?
Yeah.
Why couldn't we just have one Christian education system instead of all these other denominational Christian systems? Well, as I am somewhat a product of Adventist education, in that from first grade all the way up through my senior year of high school, Adventist education. I really think that within Adventism are some wonderful components. We have something to bring to the table of Christianity. I think Adventists have something to bring.
Such as?
Well, for instance, let's look at the idea that we are a spirit and a soul and a body. I mean, Adventism doesn't see it that way. We see the person as a whole person, and that's the Jewish, kind of the Old Testament view of the human being, is that we are a whole person. And I think that Adventism, again, when we see we're a complete whole being, a body. We're not just a body and a spirit. And I think that when you begin to realize that, Adventism again, in education, we realize that it's the whole person. And other aspects, the Sabbath itself, that the idea of the Sabbath really at its core is that you're not about, you're more than just the grades you make or the job that you eventually get, that you are meant for a relationship with God. And so we have this idea of 24-hour period of time to engage with God fully. So I think there's a lot of aspects of Adventism that if we would look at them in a more free, complete way, have something to give.
So it's Adventism education, as I understand it, is not focusing on ideology specifically, as it's focusing on being utilitarian, something that the student can take with them and use and be functional in their life.
Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say in terms of are we then in Adventist education, are we trying to stamp out little Adventist? Is that the ideology?
Well, I don't know. Do you think we are? Is that how it seems?
Well, I would hope not, and I don't think so. Adventism, who defines it? And I think you could enter into a lot of debate about that. But I think Adventism as a whole is not trying to just stamp out other little Adventists. I think what we're trying to do is we are continuing to expand the possibilities of Adventism, and along the way, ideas that we hold, ideologies that we might have, are being reshaped, and I think that's a positive thing. Reshaped in reflection of things that are happening in the world, with the cultures and its changes. And so Adventism at its best, is freeing students with the possibilities of what God wants to do with them, can do with them in their lives.